is the difference between client agenda and client agency?
Right. So the agenda, it comes from the same word, age, right? Agere. So it's the same root. The agenda are literally the things that ought to be done. So it's the to-do list. And the interaction between the to-do list and the agency is the person doing the to-do list. That's the main difference. In looking at client agenda, if we're going with that's not a real word. Its agenda is already plural. The My 15-year-old, my 15 and 12-year-old are both taking Latin, which is deeply fulfilling to me. And anyway, so there's something around like being able to speak conversational Latin. There's some people in the world who do it. I got close to it when I was teaching high school, but it never really made the commitment to the full-time loop that it required for obvious reasons. But it's fun. Anyway, agenda is already, we'll go with agendas. So whenever a client creates an agenda for a session, it's the way I view it as a coach is it's a starting point. It's a foundation for the rest of the course. I mean, imagine you in the executive coaching world, Raj. Like, I imagine this comes up all the time when you're working with executives or people in the business world. I imagine they love having clearly defined session agendas. How do you find, so in your work as executive coach, how do you find that you use client agendas?
Well, to me, I love structure. As an assessor, as I'm telling people, befriend the structure and then you can play with it once you've befriended it. But in the executive world, it helps, that clarity really helps. And, it's very important to me when we design the alliance. I talk through not just what coaching is or what coaching isn't. Let's talk through what a coaching session is going to look like. And I said, and because I get the question before anyone signed up for coaching, well, how will we work together? How will the session work? What kind of outcomes can I expect? I get a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
who are very goal focused and doers and result focused. So I find that the clients that I work with really enjoy and like the fact that, yeah, there is exploration in the middle of it. Once they get used to it, at first it can be just explaining it can sound a bit unusual to people who aren't used to that process. I'll say in the Design the Alliance, it's
It's funny.
purposeful. It is. There we go. There is a method to the madness. It is purposeful. And I share, I'm here to facilitate your growth. I am here like a guide with those questions, although I'm not leading you or advising you. I am walking alongside you with this torch and, kind of highlighting anything that, might trip you up or you don't want to fall off the end of the cliff or like whatever it is. I'm here to facilitate that. So I'm really clear in that Design the Alliance that this is how it's going to work. And I actually often ask the same question when I'm working with execs. What's on your agenda today?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a grounding question. It's a starting question. I find that it's helpful just to have an answer to that question. It doesn't have to be the answer because coaching sessions will suss out whatever needs to be addressed anyway. So, yeah, I mean, we can get into like deeper agendas and long term, short term. There's a lot that you can work with in this space. Yeah. We'll leave it at that for now.
So, and everyone listening, you see, coaching's fun. We have lots of fun all the time, don't we, John?
It is fun. It's fulfilling work. I feel like it's really it's work. It's deep work. It's work that gets to. It's a conversation. What I really appreciate most about coaching is I feel like there are some parameters that are set, and one of the things that makes it work the best is this perspective that coaches consciously cultivate around believing in their client's brilliance. And there's something deeply fulfilling in having a conversation when you're listening through that perspective of somebody and you're asking questions that are curious, that help people break new ground, have new insights with that perspective. Like, someone listening to you like that. Yeah, it's what got me into the field, was as a client. My experience as a client in that space, it kept me going when I was really terrible as a coach, but I know how good it can be as a client, so I got to keep going on this. And that's the deal too. Just persistence pays off. If you want to get better at something, you just keep doing it. So that's the main idea.